Good morning. Today is Wednesday, October the 5th. This is the regularly scheduled Collections Board meeting, and I will get us started here in a minute. My name's Roxana Gamusio. I am the Executive Director with the Collection Service Board. And just to get us started, we're going to go through roll call to make sure that we have quorum. If I read your name, please let me know you're here. Mr. Greg Sawerski.
Here.
Thank you. Chip Hellman. Not with us today. Jason Hill. Mr. Hill might join us shortly. Tony Zikovich.
Present.
Thank you. It's
You're welcome.
early for me. Thank you so much. And Lori Hadwick. Thank you. We do have quorum and are able to proceed. Notice of this meeting was posted on the board's website on as early as October 13th of 2021. The date, time, and location were properly noticed, as well as the draft agenda and the agenda we're working from today. That was updated on September the 27th. So the meeting was properly noticed. Next on our agenda, we have going over the meeting minutes. First, let me start with the agenda. Everybody has the agenda. If there are any changes, please let me know. Otherwise, we would need a motion to accept the agenda as it's been posted. Thank you. We have a motion and a second. All those in agreement of the agenda as posted, please say aye.
Aye.
Any in opposition? Perfect. Thank you so much. The July meeting minutes have been updated. They were also emailed to all of our members for review. If you have any amendments to it, please let me know. Otherwise, I would need a motion to accept the July minutes.
Motion to accept July minutes.
Thank you, Tony. We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion by Tony and a second by Greg. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed to the minutes? Hearing none, we will accept the minutes as they are listed. Next on our agenda, and on your iPads, you have all of the documents in a row. So we will look at our most current numbers as part of the director's report. These are the budget numbers for fiscal year 2022. As you can all see, we've had 2 entries already to update the report. We have a possibility of a 3rd entry before the final fiscal year 2021-2022 report is handed to the comptroller's office. Right now, we show the year adding a surplus of $5,757, making the total surplus for the program $931,467. We don't need a motion for this. This is strictly informational, but obviously we did end up with a surplus, but about as close as I'd like to come to not having anything left over. That 5,000 is pretty close, but still, we are in good shape. As the board knows, we've seen licensing be reduced, and that is a trend across the country. It's not unique to Tennessee. We also, and for the next meeting, I'm going to present some numbers. I've given those to Chip that will be presented at the NACARA conference, just letting them know the numbers of surrenders we've had. You know, branches no longer need separate licenses, which is a good thing. It's the main company. It's what's happening around the country. But obviously, we're going to see that reduction. And we have plenty of reserves to rely on. But I want to make sure that everybody, is aware that that's been expected. So I'm going to update us on licensing numbers, as well as some of those trends with the surrendered applications and licenses for branches at the next meeting. Any questions regarding our numbers? All right. Hearing nothing else, we are moving on to the legal report. So I will turn it over to our attorney for the program, Mr. Hugh Cross. Thank you.
Good morning. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep. You should have a copy of the legal report, and feel free to ask me any questions, or if you have any comments on that, I'll be happy to respond.
The legal report for this, there's 7.
Should be 7 cases on there.
It starts on page 7 of 13. I get it, yes.
Number 5. Yeah, it's just we had a similar complaint like this last meeting. It's sort of a letter of warning, is just telling them, like, if you're not an attorney, then you can't use the exemption. They seem to be attorneys. The only other documentation, I mean, I had to request documentation and go through all that, and letter of warning just seems just easier to do on the front end. And if it pops up again, I mean, most of these they pop up and I never see them again. So
They have a certain amount of time to reply, or they already replied. You said you probably
they've already replied.
Okay.
Yeah, there's before it gets to me, centralized complaints, they have a process. I think it's like 14 days or something like that to respond. And if the respondent needs more time, then we can give them more time potentially. But yeah, this particular respondent did respond. So
If there are no questions regarding any of the complaints, and you are okay with the recommendation as legal as presented, we would need a motion and a second to accept as is, but we can also have additional time if needed to review them. Okay. Thank you. A motion and a second to accept the legal report as presented, as well as the recommendations made by legal counsel. All those in agreement to accept as it's presented, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. That concludes the legal report. The last item under new business, and then I will definitely turn it over to the board for any questions that you have that we haven't touched on. We have on page 11 of your iPads the most current NACARA agenda, and as you know, Bob has worked on a committee and been just phenomenal helping them get everything coordinated for this event. We're very excited to be the host city in Nashville, and we do have Mr. Zaworski as well as Chip Hellman that are going to be there one day at least, or do some presentations for the group. And we are having our commissioner for Commerce and Insurance, Carter Lawrence, will do the welcome to everyone and just make sure to kind of get us started. We are excited with the goodie bags that everyone's going to get, and really thank the board for the items. I think that they are going to, the bag and everything's going to look good. We are hoping that the group right now is at about 70 or 72, somewhere there. So it's not a large group, but it is the first time back in person. So I think it'll be a good thing. They've got great individuals presenting. Any questions or other things regarding the NACARA conference that we want to discuss? Okay, well, that is all that I have. As you know, the conference is in Nashville, and it is on the 12th through the 14th. So we will make sure to give an update so that the full board kind of hears some highlights of what was presented for the regulators. Any other business questions that you have? Okay, well, short and sweet. I appreciate that. If you have nothing else, I don't believe that Bob, you or I do, so we would need a motion to adjourn the meeting in a second, please.
I second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second to adjourn the meeting. It is, I believe, 9:46, and so our meeting is concluded. Thank you very much for helping us take care of all the board business.